Ooh, 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 ooh. Man, 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 man. Do 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 do. Man, 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 man. Do 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 do. So the moon continues in Cancer. So Cancer is the fourth house, aka your heart area, aka your Jerusalem, this part of your heart. So it deals with home affairs, it deals with family, or what you call close relationships. So when the moon is in Cancer in the fourth house, it has been there for 2 days, we react and respond to things dealing with family and home affairs. So if you are not careful, if you are not, what you can say, employing diplomacy, then you realize that you are going to crash with those people. This can be your mother, your father, your sister, your uncle, things to do with home na vitu kama hizo. Now, today is Friday, aka Venus. So the influence of the day is the things you love, or how you appreciate them, or how you want to be appreciated or loved, and vice versa. So it is the things that you love, the things that you pay attention to with that care energy. So it is a day for care energy, aka Venus, or what you call Friday. So today we'll be talking about friends, since Friday is all about love and appreciation. So it's all about how you want to be appreciated by your friends. It's about how you like to appreciate the things that you love or give the care energy to. So this would be people like your friends, your associates, the people you deal with on each daily basis. This can be your customers or clients, whatever you are. Now, so when it comes to friendships, some friendships can be too expensive, aka you are in a group or a cycle of what you are calling friends, but based on change, because sometimes you cannot always grow at the right pace. So some friends may outgrow you, so they move to greener pastures, like they say, or they move to the farms, or they move to the cities. So when you go back to your villages, like today, you are going to encounter a lot of the people that you grew up with. You grew up with these boys in the village, but they never left the village. So when you go with your children and you hired cars, you'll be telling your children, tulikuwa tunasoma na huyo. Unasikia mtoto akikuuliza, baba, huyo ni nani? Unamwambia, tulikuwa tunasoma na huyo darasa moja. Mtoto anakuuliza, baba, huyo ana viatu, mlikuwa mnasoma naye shule. Alivuta bangi, ama alikunywa pombe, or something. Because people are different. You are different people. So this also goes all the way down to how you attach to your friends. And some of the way you attach to your friends, or some of the way most of you come onto what you can call friendship relationships, they are very egotistical, the way they started. You want to be with your friend because they know who's whose. So the reason he's your friend is because he knows someone who maybe can cut a deal for you, or maybe just you being around them, you want to be seen a certain way. Just because you are seen around a certain character, and you want to be associated with them. So you want to be friends. So it's not even genuine. Okay? It's not even genuine friendship. It's coming from a using kind of energy. So friendships can be very expensive. Okay? You can have very expensive friendships, because the first thing that we let go when everything is not working is friendship. So the first thing that you sacrifice, okay, when things change for you, the first thing you sacrifice is your friends, because you no longer want to be seen by those friends the way they used to see you. So let's say you fell from grace. You used to drive yourself around, and now you have no car. So the first thing you sacrifice is your friends. So these are the friends where you meet on joints, and those joints require that you have your own car, because maybe you leave late, maybe it's a club, maybe it's a golf club, whatever, I don't care, whatever position it is, that you have formed as a gentleman's club, as a women chama. It doesn't matter whether ni chama ya kanisa. It doesn't matter. The fact remains, there's that friendship that if you used to have a car and you no longer have a car, is the first thing that you sacrifice. So you start avoiding those people because they cannot understand why you don't have a car. They cannot understand how sasa wewe ndio utakuwa unawategemea wa kudrop. Okay? So you sacrifice them. So friendships is the first things that you sacrifice when things go south. When you need to shed, or when you need to upgrade, or when you are moving to the next phase of life, whether you are going down or whether you are going up. For example, if you come onto some big fortune of money, automatically you want to move from the neighborhood you are, based on now you are of course you are going to change how you see the world there. So you can afford more, so you can afford a better neighborhood. Maybe now even have an askari guarding you. Okay? So even that one becomes the first people that you shared, those friendships. Huyu anaweza nisaidia na nini sasa? Unaona? Yenyewe ni ukweli, those friends cannot help you in anything because now you have more money. So those are the first things you sacrifice, friendships. So since friendship ndio ile kitu ya kwanza inakuanga sacrificed when things change. And things will always change. You are going to have new friends. You are going to move to a new town. Some of you will go to new continents, new locations. You are going to meet new people, new friends. No. So you have to understand what people need in friendships. Because like we said, we are going through a new shift. And when you're going through a new shift, it's only that people don't even realize. If you look back now, you are going to realize that the set of friends you have is a new set of friends based on just 5 years ago. Tukikuja kufika time ya the fake thing, hata sitakai kuimention, you know, ile ilikuwa inafanya watu wafunge mapua. Just before we got that, the kind of friends now you have was shaped and designed by this. So when they made you do this, when everybody became a mouth breather, okay, you know why. So that is when they disconnected the old friendships. A lot of people are no longer friends after. So that changed a lot of friendships. There were some people when they went back home because of, and so they could no longer stay outside late at night, they created new bonds with their partners and children, and they are never going back to the bar. So those were friends that were sacrificed. Okay? So what this has done, or what this has led to, which was a plan, again, is by design, so that we can have a lot of people mentor. We can have now a narrative where we say that mental issues is a world pandemic. And again, you are going to create more billionaires coming up with new names for these things. ADHD, PGHD, GC Hero, PTSD. It has to be something STD for the head. All these terms, okay, because it was by design. So what this did for the 2 years before they gave you that is it created what you can call a loneliness epidemic. So a lot of people are very lonely because a lot of people isolated, a lot of people retreated from their friends because of the words they said towards them when this was floating. Usikuje kwetu, wale wako na hiyo kitu, wale walikufa na hiyo kitu. So there was stigma and vitu kama hizo. So it has created what you call a loneliness epidemic. Okay? And it is not random, but it is economic. So when you are struggling to make end meet, when you're going through, like when this happened, a lot of people lost their jobs. So when you're struggling, going through a hard time to maintain what you can call ends meet, maintaining a friendship becomes exhausting. So before this, I mean, you could go out and drink, you know, and share drinks, so you are drinking buddies, okay? Now, after this, the hard economic times brought people in situations where they were struggling to make ends meet. A lot of people even went back to the village. They sold everything. They moved back to the village. It became hard, okay? So maintaining friendships became exhausting because you can no longer even afford to go for a drink. Yet every time your friends call you, it's about a drink. Now before this, ulikuwa na job, so drinking was not an issue. You could afford a drink. But after this, even after this, you couldn't go back to your job. You never recovered, so you could not maintain that friendship. The friendship became expensive because you can't afford it. Kwa sababu hii put you off work for the 2 years, but for some people, life continued. So that becomes overwhelming. To maintain that became very overwhelming. So every time now someone asks you, about when can we go out? The first thing you ask in your mind is, what is the price of going out? How much will this going to cost me? Because after this, a lot of people lost their jobs. So now, when you hear of going out, the first thing you think is, what will be the cost of that activity? Nataka kuenda loft, but cost ya loft itakuwa. Before you never questioned it, now you have to question it because of those hard economic times that they put you in by design. Because this means, or this makes you carry some shame. I tell you, this is a very demonic world. Everything is planned. So this makes you carry shame. And again, shame is very low vibrational. So you not only now have fear ruling the world, now you have shame. Because now you are ashamed of wanting to save money. You know you need to save money. Because after this, you never recovered. But there's shame in saving money for yourself because you have to maintain your friendships. You have to maintain the friendship that you had of going out to have a drink as you watch your favorite football matches. You're following? So now, in some friendships, and most of these friendships that you had, you find that there was a lot of pressure added on you. Ewe kwani uliendanga wapi gathe? Ikegathe utathukuma gathe. Tigana no cio ni yaharire ni yaharirio ni murimu. You get what I'm saying? They are talking about this. So that now has created a very lonely world. You may not know it, but you know we like doing what you call social experiments. I'll go to a club, order a really nice expensive bottle of whiskey and just sit back and do what you call learn for myself. Not through the books. No, learn for myself. Observe the club. Observe how lonely bars have become. You go to the bar, it is the most lonely place to be. Kitambo bars were the best places to be. They would be lovely. You would go and laugh. Hey, Kamau, yo suva Kamau niki. Hey, negera Kamau suva ra otuika daso kagia guoko. No to tikomoria neto ene moboi. You are joking. That used to be the bar life. But now you go to the bar and it's very lonely. Unakaa kwa meza yako na simu na drink yako. So the drinking has become depressional drinking. It's no longer fun drinking. You're no longer turning your waters to wine like you're supposed to be doing in the Bible, but your drinking has become very lonely. So now you're having lonely drinks. Though you still go to the bar, it is very lonely drinks. And that is even why they started even giving you live bands. Waona kama mtachangamka kidogo, DJ anajaribu kuwachangamusha because bar life changed. Okay? It became a place you go to drink when you are lonely. But you're supposed to drink to turn your loneliness into happiness. It's supposed to be a happy place. Anyway, back to the life. So now, where are we? For example, in today's time, a lot of the friendships that we have or people want are friendships whereby they want to be friends with people in the social media. So when you see someone you know in the social media, you want to take a selfie with them or a picture because you feel like that picture upraises you to be seen a certain way just because you're with that social media person. Meona Professor Ham, oh my God, how can a parent or a parent? So you're only taking a picture with him because to you, he's a celebrated blood cell. That's who he is. He's a celebrated blood cell. What you call a star. But you're forgetting that you can be the celebrated birth star or blood cell. That is about you. It's not about him. So back to the friendship. So these friendships, they are adding a lot of pressure into your circles now. But nowadays, with the shift, people want friendships where there is financial awareness. Na ni unaona wamama wanaanza kushikana chama, wanashikana, wanaanza kuenda Mount Longonot, wanashikana, unasikia wameenda Ole Pejeta, Ole Poros, kidogo kidogo, unasikia wamenunua shamba. Ni wamama, pengine 9 girls, 18 girls, mnaona tu adventure bonfire wakienda tu mnacheka cheka, but after sometimes these women are doing something, because today people want friendships where there is financial awareness. You want a friendship that is making you aware of money making ventures, because for the 2 years you are shocked like how life could go from up here to down here. So now people want friendships that have what you can call financial awareness. You want friendship where tunaweza panda nini, hata kama uwezi ni kwa gunia, ati kuna unapandia sukuma kwa gunia, haya, that is interesting. And for you to realize it, all you have to go is now go through this TikTok, and you are going to see a lot of farm videos, people living off grid, because it's about learning something. We are in a shift of learning sustainability, or people becoming financial aware. So you need now to learn how to grow your own food, make your own soap. That's the world now. People are waking up to the realization like, wait a minute, why do I have to keep buying toothpaste? And I can make my own toothpaste, which is even more healthier. And I don't even use a plastic toothbrush, because I know microscopic plastic getting in my bloodstream is bad for me. So I'm going back to like the Maasais. They use twig and they have the best teeth. They are white. So I'm no longer buying into this addenda that I need to use a plastic brush with toothpaste. Yet I can make my own toothpaste with activated charcoal and natural things. Na vitu kama hizo. So people want those kind of new friendships where you have financial awareness. Kumbe badaya ku spend so much because tumefinywa every day, because this is not changing. This is a program to always praise the people. Then I need how to know, because this thing is there. I have YouTube and all this internet. I can use it to learn how to make soap. And it's not even soap to sell. I'm making soap for my own use. So I have 20 liters of my own soap that I made. I bought the things I made. So I'm saving so much on soap. More so to the point now you can even afford to go out into the park and buy some food and make some food and go on a picnic. Just go maybe and pay the entrance fee to maybe a land that has a view, a dam, a lake or something with activities. So people nowadays want those kind of friendships. And a lot of people are losing their friends and they can't understand why. They are isolating. All of a sudden, everyone is making content on living in the jungle. And people are liking it. And it's going viral. Why? Because people want something like that now. The thing's going viral. Mtu ati anapasua kuni. People are donating to see someone akipasua kuni bila shati. But hakuna mtu hawezi pasua kuni. Everybody can take an axe and apasue kuni. But it becomes a sensation thing, because the friendships you need to be forming now are friendships whereby you have financial awareness, where there's low cost, or what you can even call free activities done together. If you can find a free activity that you can do together, that is the kind of friendships people want. Or a low cost one. If not free, it is low cost. They'd rather come together, 5 cars drive. Na ni mnaona watu wanaenda kuimbia na huku Sigona, mnasikia vibaya. Atu park and chill. Wanakuja wanapark magari. DJ yako pale anapiga sherehe, mtu anauza drinks. That is what people want. People don't want pressure friendships. Hawataki pressure anymore. Okay, people want friendships that have no pressure. So if you keep pressuring people to show up to the club, twende hivi, twende dunda, people can no longer afford that after the 2 years of that witchcraft that was practiced on you before they gave you this. So people now have changed how they are looking at friendship. So if you don't know now, nakuchanua juleo ni Venus. It's a day of love and appreciation. So I'm just bringing you to the awareness so that you look at it like, wait a minute. No wonder hata ukiingia TikTok kila mtu anakuonyesha ati let me show you how to travel to Uganda for 2000 shillings. Mpaka unashindwa ati 2000 Uganda. Unaona, let me show you what I spent 1,000 on the whole day. So everybody is on that vibe of low cost. Okay? Friendships that don't have pressure. And that's how you see it. So when you're looking at it, you're like, oh, no wonder all this, what do you call them? all this content. No wonder this content nakuonyesha ati, let me show you let me show you a 200 place Gekomba to buy jeans. So everyone is on that vibe of, we want friendship that is creating financial awareness. We want friendship that is or about saving, because we know that the world we are in can change in a moment. So you don't want friendships of pressure ati lazima mchafue mzinga. Wenye bado wako kwa hiyo vibe wamepitwa na hiyo shift. There are people who will never get it, so they will never get it, and it's okay. You don't even have to argue. Let them. Some people need to go through some things. They have to learn the hard way. Now, when you understand that, that is now what everybody needs when it comes to friendship, then you can say, okay, I want a friendship where every time we get together, it's not about spending money. Because the friendship that you have been keeping is a friendship mko wapi? Yani, every time you meet, you have to spend money. Let's be honest. Every time as friends you meet, you have to spend money. That was the thing before. Like, we have to either drink, whatever. It has to be spending money, spending on fuel, something. Okay? So, nowadays, people want friendships where it's not about spending money every time we are together. And so I'm going to give you an example, a few examples of how you can create those kind of friendships around yourself. You can say, or you can join people who go for a walk. We have people who go on hikes. Okay, it's not about always hiking, because that can be a little taxing and hills and shit. You can start a walking club where you just meet and walk. I can't do everything. So sometimes I come here and I give you ideas that you can start on TikTok and create a walking group. Instead of just hiking, you can have people in your area where you meet and you walk as strangers. Muna walk to pikiga story. Unasema, leo tutakutana saa 11 place fulani, saa 11 na quarter tutatoka, tutawalk, tutapita place fulani. You already know in your mind the kind of walk. The walk is going to take 1 hour, and you just walk and you go back to the place we started, and we scatter, and you are talking to these people. So those kind of friendships where there is healing through walking with strangers, sharing stories, you end up becoming friends. You even end up now doing businesses together. So those kind of friendships is what we need in the new world, because we create the world. The world as you see it is our creation. These are our thoughts and feelings. This is the people, places and things, the terms and conditions that we agree to. It is not God who created this world. We create the world because we are the world view. How we see the world is how you view the world. Do we love war? It's us who love war. It's us who love politics. It's us who love it. So we create this world. And to create a new heaven down here, you have to start creating new worlds, new mindsets. You can stay in and watch a movie at home. So if your neighbors, one of you has a projector, you don't even use it. In your own neighborhood, wewe unaweza enda ununue shuka ya 200 ya white. Talk to your best, mwambie siku unanipea projector tu ka Friday tu tuna. In your own compound, in your own estate, you start a movie thing. Uko na projector unaekanga kwa kitambaa, pale mtu akiingia kwa gated community venye umependa, umeandika jina ya movie. We'll have a free movie on This Is Houses on Friday night. You can bring your own drinks. Now you have started something which even opens you up. It opens your heart chakra to your neighbors and everybody. Kidogo kidogo nyumba 10 mmejuana based on a movie. So those are the kind of friendships that we should be having and bringing back to the world, because no one is going to create those new beautiful heavenly bodies so that you can have what you call the heavenly bodies, so that our bodies can feel lighter. Because the world will never cease being hard and difficult, because we have so many spirits still coming to this world that are young, that need to learn those things. We have too many incarnations still happening. We are still very low on our animalistic states. It's okay? So we can create a beautiful world within the ugly world, but we have to start doing it ourselves. Okay? Another way that you can create friendships in your area. Another example I can give you is just sitting at the park. You go to the park, unanunua kamchele quarter, ama kaunga, I was telling Monjiro you can buy some oats and you just go to the park. Now unasema we are going to start a bird feeding get together. We'll be meeting at this park. So bring some oats, bring some rice, and you just go to the park and you are feeding the birds. That's content. Every day you're feeding the birds. Day one, that's content. Content is not just about shaking ass. Doing something with passion, it can be the next big thing. You can even have a book called The Bird Feeder. The stories you create behind how you started, you can be the next person we read about. That's how you create an intellectual property right. Don't always read about Pinky Panda, Peter Panda, made up things. You can also have your own stories. You can have your own music. You can have your own Peter Pan's movies. You can have your own Spider-Man kind of narrations. Then they have ran out of ideas. That is why they keep going Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, because they have run out of ideas. But you have many ideas, many imaginations. Because you are beautiful people. And the moment you stop believing these people, because they make you think like you don't think that everything has to be whitewashed, is the day you wake up. They have no magic. Their magic is weak. Because their magic is make-believe. They make you believe these things. They make you believe in the Jurassic Park. There has never been, anyone has never seen a Jurassic, whatever, a dinosaur. No one. It's all imaginary. But now, they are so good with convincing you. Now when you see that thing, you're like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's a Godzilla. What is it? It's a dinosaur. When did they live? They lived millions of years ago. Have you seen them? No, according to scientists who did an illustration. So it's an illustration. But you also have untold stories as Africans. You have so many untold stories that you can still give. And they can be big because now you have the applications. You no longer have to deny on them as being their audience. We can be audiences to ourselves, our beautiful stories. You can start beautiful stories. We'll be your audience. We'll be the people who subscribe. Now, when they come with advertisers' money, you get to make the money out of consuming our own content. Okay, and that's how you create. You don't hate. You don't say wazungu walifanya. No, you don't hate. You create. It's not about them. It's you not creating. Africans. Nyinyi ndio umeacha kucreate. You forgot how to create. You forgot you are the creators, but the world you are living in, you can see its creators. They create movies. They create Disney worlds, which you go to and go pay. Okay? They create their New Yorks. They know how to square out and build a city, but you can't even build a community. Leave alone a city, you can't build a community. So how are you going to build a Burj Khalifa when you can't build a community? How are you going to build a pyramid when you can't build a community? It has to start with the community. It has to start with the friendships that you are making. You can start a home cooking dinner friendship. We are starting a friendship within the estate. Itakuanga ni a cooking dinner, and the first ones will start in my house where I'll be showcasing how I make dinner for my family. You are most welcome. People will come. Then you start a dinner thing inside the estate every Friday. Mko kwa huyu every Friday. It becomes a thing. You even create what you can call an intellectual property right about that. A book, a story, a show on random neighbors. You choose a random neighbor and you surprise them and you see what they have for dinner. That creates a movie, a series. I know this may be too deep for some of your minds, but that is how the world is created. Okay, you have to see it to understand how it's created. I know for some of the minds they'd rather just keep browsing because they can't get it. So that's how you do it. And it will be genuine because God respects teamwork. God does not respect individuality. God respects teamwork. So as a teamwork makes the dream work. Shout out to the subconscious community. As a teamwork, that which you create will have much more light because the children are adding their energy into that, the neighbors. Hiyo siku mnapeleka dinner kwa ISIS ni Friday is a big thing kwa sababu pia masoja ni lazima wakule. So you are creating something beautiful, and God likes working with people who create beautiful things. Okay? So you stop copying everything. Mtu akiweka M-Pesa unaweka M-Pesa. Mtu akiweka container unaweka container. Mtu akianza kuuza maji unaanza kuuza maji. Mtu akianza kuuza nguashi unakuja na unapaka kando yake unauza nguashi na huku umepaka hapo kitambu. Mtu yani it's you lack imagination. You lack imagination. So you are no longer creating new things because you believe something above you is better. Maybe I don't even want to go into the details. You can start something in the neighborhood, your nyumba kumi or your gated community, where in the evening you go to a bookstore around the corner to just read. You go talk to the owner of the bookstore, namwambia, we know you have a bookstore, na tunaona people can come and sit there. Yeah. So we are thinking to start something whereby we come to the bookstore every Friday and just have a conversation on the books that we read as we exchange books, because hiyo pia mwenyewe hawezi kataa, anajua out of that club you can buy so many books from him and also give his bookshop a name, a big name. So hawezi kataa. So look what you have done. You have grown the bookstore, and then you don't even know how big that thing can go, where people just started going to a bookstore to meet and mingle, and out of that some grant came through, and now imagination. So many ways. And look at the friendships that you are creating. You are creating friendships that can build now. So now you have building mindsets. You're no longer the slave mindset. Now you have building kind of friendships where ni kujenga tu, munajengana tu. Munajengana tu. Hey friends, can we start like a thrift store thing where we know we need to declutter, where you take everything that you don't need. This Friday we come, we pick, and if someone likes something they pick, then the next Friday we go to the next house, and anything that remains we can donate it out there, like we can look for a children's home or anything. So by the end of this thing tutakuwa sisi wote tumedeclutter and we have actively engaged to a good cause. Imagine just that. Na hiyo Friday inakuwa endi unaanza. So hiyo Friday kuna notification, ni siku yako, tutatoa kile vitu zote utakai kwa nyumba, unatoa kila kitu pale nje. Mwenye anataka anakuja anajichagulia roho safi. Mwenye anaona kitu anaweza tumia anachukua. Zenye zinabaki muna donate. The next day you go to the next house in the estate. Like beautiful things. And you are creating friendships. You are no longer lonely. Most of you are lonely in 50 million houses. Most of you are lonely in $1 million houses. But you are lonely people. You have everything, but you are lonely. You can't build anything. Okay? That too. So, I don't think there's even anything to add on that. Because when you're struggling, you need a community. And right now the world is struggling. You can see it for yourself. We can't even seem to agree on not dropping bombs on children. Kidogo kama hiyo. Imagine, we can't agree not to drop bombs on children. Kidogo tu, we cannot agree. So that is showing you that we are struggling as a world, and we need to create and build communities. And communities need friendships. That's a community. But the friendships that we have created a price list. If you're not meeting that price list, we cannot be friends. Kama huwezi nunua mzinga, hatuwezi kuwa mabeste. Kama huwezi ingia hii club 1824, hatuwezi kuwa mabeste. Kama huwezi ingia polo club, hatuwezi kuwa mabeste. But you're not building anything. So you have put a price on friendship, and it has divided us. So it's time you have open conversations with friends and tell them, I'm cutting back on expenses. So if you still want me as your friend, it's okay. However, I'm cutting back on expenses. I'm not doing so good. And if they are really genuine friends, they're either going to accept that without judging you, or even help you extend a hand whereby they can uplift you now to their level. So it's time to have open conversations on friendships with no shame. There's no shame. Mi siwezi end out bana. Why? To be really honest, whatever I'm going through right now, I can't do that. I can't afford it. So wacha ni chill. Ya Mungu ni mengi, ya kuku ni mayai. When things turn around, I know where to find you. Si ni pale pale, roho safi. And you keep it moving. And they don't make you feel bad about that. You know, you can create new friendships. You can find your tribe. You can find people who are brewing drinks at home. Beautiful drinks. So, for example, let me ask a question. How many times have you cut back on spending time with people because of cost? I'm very sure ni mara mingi sana. I'm very sure watu umesikia wako sherehe mahali you're like, we, hapana, sitaenda kukua embarrassed. Lekeajikare tu. Wako wapi? We, hebu nitulie. Ona maguta mauki nyakuat. Hapana, unatulia. So, it's a normal thing. You don't have to pretend like this is something new. It's very normal. But we don't talk about it. It's very many times unaitangwa mahali wewe mwenyewe sherehe unaambia uka. Shit. Dalika na ya doguthi ya meni. Mwe murari ha. He dogu guthukaga reke nyone igera nigogera hau nyone ga nigukudo mwe. No ya doguthi ya, but you're not going anywhere. But you look at your pocket and you're like, I don't want that pressure. But you should be genuine. We should have genuine conversations where watu wanakuita unaambia baze boss kabla before ni recover sitaweza roho safi. So niendeleeni, I'll catch up with you, and maybe they can understand you or even step in and help you. So we should shun this mentality of shaming people for being who they are. Because that is how you create communities. That is how you start friendships that are genuine. And since now all of you, you know your capabilities, you know your limitations, there's no pretending. Now you have the same, what you can call soul group kind of mind state that you can put in something that can become something beautiful. So you can polish your friendship into something golden. And that is how now you have what you call golden minds, or creating heavenly bodies for ourselves, or for lack of a better word, growing wings, or becoming angels, or people who have higher mind states, mental forms. So the mental forms, the shapes that you come up with are beautiful because you started it with a beautiful background. Or you laid the perfect brick, the first stone that you laid on the ground was for something beautiful. So you end up creating something beautiful. Sasa, so I don't see if there's a question. I was not looking at your comments. See if there's a question or comment. If not, we keep it moving. Spot on. This is why I hate the westernization of Nairobi. We are trying to copy-paste. Kenyans lack creativity. Kwanza wale majamaa wa 10 business ideas. I never start a business. The irony is they tell us we gained independence, but okay, people living in Ushago are more free than people. Yes, for sure. I unknowingly went to an isolation state, and I found more peace than interacting with people. Yeah, all you need to find is find your tribe. They're out there, okay? They're out there. Your tribe is out there. People you can build, and people who don't have to shame you for whatever you're going through. Because at the end of the day, we are going through this together. At the end of the day, mnaumizwa nyinyi wote na serikali. You may be independent, living, thinking you're not, but all of you are paying for it. So shout out to everyone in the comments. Shout out to the conscious community, the subconscious community. Each one teach one. We shout everyone out. All spirits out there. All spirits in their lower states. We know that you can find your light and maybe get to your lighter states and everything. So create friendships that have no pressure on you.